And also in New York on Wednesday, President Lee Jae Myung met with U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent to discuss ongoing trade negotiations between South Korea and the United States. Our presidential office correspondent Song Yoo-jin, who's traveling with the president, joins us live with the details. Yoo-jin, tell us more.
Well, first of all, good morning, and although it started raining here in New York, so to get straight to the point, President Lee and U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who is one of the leading voices of the Trump administration's tariff strategy, met for about half an hour on Wednesday afternoon at South Korea's permanent mission to the United Nations. Now, afterward, President Lee's policy chief Kim Yong-beom briefed reporters on what was discussed. So according to Kim, President Lee focused on South Korea's pledged $350 billion investment package, which is a key part of negotiations to reduce U.S. tariffs on South Korean imports. Now, we know that trade talks between the two countries have stalled over how that package should be structured. So according to many sources, Washington is pushing for most of the investment to be made in cash, while South Korea is preferring the investment to be made through loans and guarantees to really help ease its financial burden. Take a listen.
President Lee said he hopes the negotiations will move forward based on commercial rationality and in a way that benefits both countries. He also explained that South Korea differs significantly from Japan in terms of economic scale, foreign exchange reserves, and financial infrastructure, factors he hopes will be considered.
Now, for a bit of a context, Washington is hoping South Korea could make an investment package deal heavily dependent on cash, which is similar to the deal that it reached with Japan. But for a bit of a more context, $350 billion would account for more than 80% of South Korea's foreign exchange reserves. Japan, by contrast, holds more than double that amount and maintains a currency swap line with the United States. So because of that gap, President Lee has voiced concerns that a heavily equity-based investment without safeguards, such as a currency swap, will raise risks for South Korea. Chief of Policy Kim also said that Secretary Bessent responded by promising to discuss those concerns with the relevant agencies. Now, while acknowledging the urgency of striking a deal, especially as South Korea's auto exports continue to face 25% U.S. tariffs compared to 15% for Japan following Tokyo's deal with Washington, the policy chief again stressed that Seoul aims to conclude a mutually beneficial, rational, and a deal that is in the national interest. Now, I also want to mention that Lee and Bessent were set to hold a one-on-one during Thursday's South Korea Investment Summit, but their meeting was moved up to today due to Bessent having a scheduling conflict.
I see. And Yoo-jin, before I let you go, tell us about the South Korea Investment Summit on Thursday.
Right. So at the event, we expect President Lee to really outline his administration's economic policy direction and most of all, encourage more active investment in South Korea to boost investor confidence and just international confidence in South Korea's domestic economy. Now, we've heard from Lee's National Security Advisor Wee Sung-rak that heavyweight financiers as well as business leaders from both countries are expected to attend the event in Thursday in Manhattan. Now, after that, South Korean President Lee Jae Myung will return home on Friday. Back to you, Eun-ji.
All right, thank you for that, Yoo-jin. Do keep us updated.